Morning, everyone. Good morning, Sherry. I'm joined by Sherry McVeigh, our Director of Technology here at DPS. I know as you're viewing this, you've already heard from Dr. Dieter this morning. I'd like to thank him and all of our administrative team for the many unplanned and unprecedented discussions as we've responded to these unusual and concerning events. I'd like to thank all our teachers for their support and patience and for your many great ideas and questions that have surfaced over the past few days. It's been incredible to watch educators around the state and nation respond to this crisis and prove once again that public schools are truly the irreplaceable backbone of our communities. I've always been proud of my chosen profession, but I've never been so proud to call myself an educator as in the past few weeks. These are very difficult times, and we face challenges on so many fronts. We want you to be as prepared as possible. This is a change that nobody wanted, nobody asked for, and nobody expects these next couple of months to represent a one-to-one replacement for all of the wonderful learning that takes place at our buildings under normal circumstances. That said, as our society mobilizes for this war on COVID-19, we'll do our part. It won't be perfect, but the perfect can't be the enemy of the good. We are preparing a continuity of learning plan that will combine rigor with realism and will focus on providing our educational services these next 2 months with as much equity as we can under the circumstances. We have been given the option from the state to have additional PD dates to prepare, and we have decided to take this week to do just that. Today and tomorrow, we'll focus on getting our teachers as comfortable and as skilled as possible on the technical aspects of remote learning. Wednesday and Thursday will be time provided with your buildings, your grade levels, and your departments to learn about and adjust to the realities of remote learning. I'll talk more about that in a moment, but now I'll give the floor to Sherry, and she can tell you a bit about our next 2 days of PD and some other key details. Sherry?
Brian, this is Sherry. I'm going to go ahead and outline the technical aspects that we're going to work on for the next couple of days. As you already know, there's an agenda that is available that talks about those items. The first thing that we're going to focus on for this day is really just a bunch of resource exploration. And to that end, we've developed a whole online learning section of our website. If you go to DeWitt Public Schools and you click on the online learning information button, it'll take you to the website that is organized by a specific population that is going to be reviewing the content. So if you're a student or a parent or a teacher or a staff member, you have a section of the site that'll give you the resources that you need to get started. Specifically in the student section, we are doing a great deal to try to get those students back over to your own websites. So if you've got your website up to date, that's where the students will go, and they will be able to look at resources that help them get in contact with you and be ready to learn. We also have a great many resources for parents, and many of those resources have to do with how do they get into the tools that we're going to be using? How do they double check that they know how to get their child's information from Infinite Campus if their child needs assistance getting started with something like that? We're going to focus today a little bit in the teachers section of this website, and as we click there, you're going to notice that there are a couple of sections that aren't quite built out yet. And that's because just like everyone else, we're putting this together as we go. We really want these items to be resources for everyone, but we've got to have some time in the next week or so to come up with information that are shared understandings and to get everyone together as well. So I'm going to click on technical supports. And this is the place that we want to spend some time really digging in throughout the day today. Google has developed a section of their site called Teach from Home. And on the Teach from Home website, it's got some introductory material, but as you go down a little bit, it asks, how can you teach live? And it gives you some options for doing that. The one we're doing right now happens to be a video call with Hangouts Meet. It's got a tutorial section for that. So if you click on the tutorial section, it'll go through the basics and what you need to do to get started. And then it has, even for the folks that are a little more advanced, it's got a teacher's lounge, so you can start to see what other teachers are doing with this and give you some scripted ideas for how that works. We'd like you to spend the rest of the day really looking through these materials and spending time with it and getting familiar with the tools that we have available. On our online learning page, we also have different sections for things that we do specifically here in the school. And one of the things that we do have are hover cams. So we've got a whole detailed section about that. We've got specific means of communication. These are things that we are going to focus a little bit more on Tuesday. So when you come back on Tuesday, we're going to have some specific tutorials held by many of the members of our school district technology team, and they're going to help us through getting started with a lot of the basics. Now, I want to tell you for certain that we're actually focusing a lot on the very basic needs when we do these tutorials. So if you're the kind of person that's been doing a lot of blended instruction, don't feel like you need to attend every single item that we have on the agenda. We want you to spend this time exploring resources that will really be a good fit for helping you out. And then also, if you're the person that's just getting started with this, don't worry about trying every single item that's listed here. We're really putting all the materials in one place to have them available so that you'll be able to tap into them when you are ready. And so everyone is learning in this situation, and we want to support every level of learner. If you've got questions, keep in mind that your tech folks are going to be there standing by to answer them and to help out through the process. And with that, I'll shoot you back over to Brian, and he can wrap up this information. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Sherry. That sounds like a great plan to get us up and running on the technical side of things. Again, today and tomorrow are for technical readiness. On Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be talking about remote learning and the pedagogical and practical shifts it will cause. By then, our continuity of learning plan will be submitted to CC-RESA and the state of Michigan, and the plan will be for your buildings, grade levels, and departments to implement our plan with coherence and consistency, but also with compassion, empathy, collaboration, and a sense of community as the governor has charged us. First and foremost, you'll be planning on how to give our young people a continued sense of belonging and some semblance of normalcy in these trying times. Secondly, there is no doubt that conversion to remote learning will take some time and adjustment. What will our daily and weekly schedules look like? What will expectations be for live or synchronous learning? How will we assess, give grades, and report those grades? Those are just some of the many questions that will need answers in a common approach insofar that is possible and practical. So again, today will be primarily about self-exploration based on your comfort and abilities. Please refer to the online learning agenda that was shared with you for helpful links and direction. Tomorrow's agenda is also available and will be more focused on particular skills and topics. You can expect guidance from your building leaders for details on the structure and content for Wednesday and Thursday. Thanks so much for your time and dedication. That's all from us for now. Please contact us if you have any questions or concerns. Thanks very much and happy learning.